let's speak to Bob Ward, the Policy Director at the Grantham Research Institute on Climate Change and the Environment at the London School of Economics. Bob, good to have you with us. I was interested to read that there are actually studies around which suggest Canada is warming twice as fast as the rest of the world. I mean, if that's the case, should we not have seen this coming?
Well, unfortunately, it's unprecedented, but entirely predictable, because this is exactly what climate change looks like. You've got a warming of the world, and it means the extremes of heat are increasing. Canada is warming extra more than other parts of the world because, in general, global warming is causing the Arctic regions to warm. But this is a combination of an extraordinary weather effect, the so-called heat dome, where you've trapped this large high-pressure system. But because, and these things happen from time to time, but because of climate change, it's made it more extreme. And we've seen incredible temperatures in Canada, in Western Canada, over the past few days. On 3 successive days, Canada has broken its high temperature record, and today has reached a temperature of nearly 50 degrees Celsius, which is well over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. That's something that I have no experience of. It's well above anything they've experienced before. And remember, this is the part of the world where people don't have air conditioning because they don't expect temperatures. And that's why, unfortunately, we will have seen lots and lots of people have died during this period of heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible situation. Does this mean, as a result of climate change, that what we used to consider freak weather occurrences are actually going to become more and more common?
Yes, we can already see the trends because it's happening already, and it's what we expect from climate change. We are seeing more extremes of heat, hot weather becomes more frequent all around the world, all across the world. You're seeing heat waves becoming more frequent and more intense. We're also seeing many parts of the world experiencing more intense rainfall because a warmer atmosphere holds more water. You're seeing rising sea levels. You're seeing stronger storms, particularly tropical cyclones. All of these things are exactly what you expect from warming the atmosphere, and they are the things we're seeing now. Unfortunately, for the next few decades, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse until we reduce global emissions of greenhouse gases down effectively to zero, and they're well above 50 billion tons a year at the moment. We've got a big, big job on our hands.
Right. It goes without saying that the world, that people, that governments have to do more to try and control global emissions. In the meantime, are we looking at a scenario where we are going to have to adapt to these extremes of weather that we're now seeing?
Yes, we have to adapt because we're already seeing the impacts of climate change, and they will continue to get worse. So unfortunately, there are places in close to the tropics that are essentially going to become dangerous for people who are healthy to be outside. There is something called the wet bulb temperature. When it gets to about 35 degrees, that's a combination of 35 degrees of heat and 100% humidity, where the body can no longer cool down naturally through sweating. And we're getting to that in many parts of the tropics. So it'll become absolutely dangerous to be outside in that heat even if you're healthy. At the moment, in places like Canada, what we've seen, this is completely critically dangerous to people who have underlying health effects, people who are older, people who have respiratory diseases. And we see large death tolls. In the UK last summer, we had 3 short periods of heat wave, but it killed more than 2,500 people, most of them people with underlying health effects. So it's already having a massive impact on the world.
Sobering stuff indeed. Bob, thank you. Bob Ward there.